People, people of the world. Hello, hi, welcome to Marketing as Foreign Language. Turns out it's June 30th. So much Tuesday, so much marketing. Why Google ranks singular and plural keywords differently. How to measure link building ROI. Google shopping ads are free to display in main search results. More brands join Facebook ad boycott as hashtag Stop Hate for Profit campaign looks to expand globally. Facebook also expanding creator monetization program, adds new analytics tools and ad options. Reddit updating policies around hate speech, removing around 2,000 subreddits as well. Google expanding e-commerce connections with free product listings in search. And finally, Snapchat launches new shoppable augmented reality try-on campaign with Gucci shoes. This is Marketing as a Foreign Language, starting right now. Oh, hello. Why does Google rank singular and plural keywords differently? Google explains why the algorithm ranks, according to Roger Monti, those differently. John Mueller was asked about why Google ranks different pages for singular and plural versions of keywords. John gave details on why they do that. Here's the question. I have a question about singular and plural form, blah, 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 blah. Mueller's prefaced his answer by saying a bunch of things. Here's his answer. Quote, we would see those queries as being different, and when we see them as being slightly different, then we might think that one or the other of these pages makes more sense to show. So usually with singular and plural, we do recognize that they're synonyms, more or less, but we also recognize that maybe there's something kind of unique to one of them or to the other one, such as if you're looking for a plural, maybe you're looking more for like a list or a comparison page or maybe a category page. This makes perfect sense to me. For example, if I type in Las Vegas plumber, I might be looking for a specific plumber in the Las Vegas metropolitan area. If I am typing in Las Vegas plumbers, I might be looking for like a list of top 10 Yelp reviewed plumbers. So I get it. Obviously, they're going to rank those two things differently. Not much to see here. How to measure link building ROI. Again, Search Engine Journal. Again, Mr. Monti writes 7 hours ago. Difficulty of measuring results of link building. Quick refresher course for anyone who is unfamiliar with the power of links. The reason Google is a multi-billion-dollar company is because they were the first to attribute value to links. They counted links as votes that would pass PageRank, which is to say that the old days of spamming keywords on a website was brought to an end by Google and their algorithm. Therefore, link building is pretty much the only game in town when it comes to Google, or at least it was. Things have changed mightily since then, but we still talk about it well into 2020. It's commonly assumed that the goal, according to the article, of building links is links, but the real goal of link building is sales. This is obviously true. Links are not the end goal. Links are a means to the end goal, which is sales, obviously. That's why viral link strategies have always, in my opinion, been among the worst link building tactics. Viral links, where someone creates content around a stunt, content that is funny, outrageous, or awe-inspiring, it typically results in a tremendous amount of links when done successfully, but the links are not directly relevant to the topic of a website, according to Mr. Monti, and are not relevant to the goal of creating sales. Interesting take. An example of stunt content, is when a business creates a, quote, world's biggest or world's ugliest activity or event, but viral stunt content results in links that are irrelevant to the business and almost never result in a ranking lift because the links are 100% off topic. This is an interesting article. Making the end goal quantity of links is a poor way to measure success. I'll give you a good example of a good link building strategy. If you are, for example, a bridal boutique, you sell bridal clothes, wedding dresses more specifically, and you have a Pinterest profile with tens of thousands of repins, those pins link back to specific dresses on your website or even the homepage, those could turn into sales, i.e. those are not what Mr. Monty is referring to in this particular post. Those would be good links, even if they are no follow, which is something we can get into later. So if we're going to introduce ROI, according to the article, into the activity of link building, obviously it must be focused on sales. Here's the issue though. How are you going to get a link? How you going to get a link, I ask you, from a website that's going to result in sales for you? That's not Google ads. For example, I'm an internet marketing business owner. Where should I go? Should I go to the Better Business Bureau to get a link? Sure. Should I go to a local chamber of commerce? Yes. But here's the issue. Legitimate links like that cost money. So what we're really talking about is investing. Now they'll say, why don't you just guest post? Guest posting 99.9% of the time is a dumpster fire. It is garbage. Why? Because if you're like me, you've received emails where people say, hey, let me post on your website. And my answer to these people is always take a hike. I don't want to take your what could be plagiarized content, put it on my website so that I can give you a link back from my site. I will go create my own content. I don't need you to create content for me, lackluster content at best, and content that you could easily duplicate on many other websites. So guest posting, as far as I'm concerned, as a link building strategy, more often than not, falls into the this will hurt you in the end category. There were websites, for example, my blog guest was a huge site back in the day. Google shut it down. Why does Google shut these down? Because they are not interested in you buying or trading links. They sell links. This is how Google makes their money. It's called Google Ads. They literally are the vendors of links. And so while you can make the argument that is unethical for Google to say you shouldn't trade, barter, buy, or sell links online without fearing the wrath of Google, I understand their perspective. I think eventually that will change. According to the article, Google is a black box. How can a person directly attribute with 100% confidence that a specific link or 20 links or 100 links are responsible for a change in rankings? There's a curtain between us and Google. We see what comes out in search results, but we do not see what caused that result to happen. Okay, fine. But I think it is fairly clear to me, if you're using common sense, the difference between a garbage link and not a garbage link. According to the article, link building return on investment can be tracked. So in my way of looking at it, it's not possible to make a direct attribution of which links helped move the dial in rankings, according to Mr. Monty. I don't know about that. However, one can make a general assumption this is true. That's because links were built and sales subsequently improved, rankings improved, blah, 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 blah. All right, here's my takeaway from this article. Create quality content. Lenasia writes in chat, thank you for contributing, by the way, Lenasia, to chat. She writes, all hail the Google overlords, which is a sentence in English. Google shopping ads are free to display in main search results. Google is making shopping ads free to display in the main set of search results after already making them free in the shopping tab. So we covered this recently, the shopping tab being a place where you can get free ads. Apparently, Google is making shopping ads free to display in the main set of search results as well. Interesting. Google is letting retailers run free shopping ads in US search results, which will be displayed in knowledge panels starting this summer. This move comes only 2 months after Google made shopping ads free in the shopping tab. Altogether, that's a lot of free promotion available to retailers. Thank you for the likes. Those likes come in and genuinely appreciate it. Following a dramatic increase in online shopping, Google says it has become crucial to connect consumers with the best merchants for their needs. That's what inspired Google's decision to expand its free advertising options for retailers. You know, to me, and this is not an appropriate, analogy, But I can't help but see the connection between a drug dealer and Google in this particular instance, which is to say, you want businesses addicted to your advertising. You want them to have to advertise with you. Now, this obviously is a fairly, what's the word, hyperbolic analogy. But that being said, Google has an incentive. It's not like they are saints coming in saying, oh, we're going to give you these free ads. Check out this gorgeous halo floating above our head. No, they have an incentive to get retailers to switch to use them forever. This is the free taste. Now, it comes at a time when there's a pandemic, so you can absolutely make the argument that Google is doing this out of the kindness of their hearts, but I am a bit more cynical than that. Quote, when shopping online, it can be daunting to find the right product, the best seller, or the best value. People often have many high-quality choices available, but aren't always aware of them all or don't have an easy way to access them. Mind you, Amazon and Facebook ad revenue went up from 2019 to 2020, whereas Google fell down. That should give you pause. Lenasia writes, can I install knowledge panels in my brain? The answer to that question is yes. Google says free ads in the shopping tab have been a resounding success for merchants thus far. Free Google shopping ads and knowledge panels, free product listings in Google's main search results will initially appear in knowledge panels that show buying options for particular items. Here's an example of a search for a specific model of tea kettle. Oh my gosh. I love tea when I'm not drinking copious amounts of coffee. Look at that gorgeous tea kettle right there. I assume that's in the knowledge panel because that's what they just said. So, if you are a retailer, obviously this is a time to take Google's free ads, which apparently have been proven to be successful. They're free, so why wouldn't you do it? If your business has a physical location, there's another free ad opportunity you should know about. From now until September 2020, Google is giving businesses free promoted pins in Google Maps. What? How am I just hearing about this? Promoted pins help businesses stand out in Maps by highlighting specific services that customers are looking for. Here's an example of 2 locations using promoted pins to show they offer takeout, delivery, and curbside pickup. Look at that. There's your promoted pin right there. Smart campaign advertisers with a Google My Business listing can display promoted pins. Smart campaign advertisers with a Google My Business listing can display promoted pins for free until September. Huh. Are you a smart campaign advertiser? Something to consider. More brands join Facebook ad Boycott as hashtag Stop Hate for Profit campaign looks to expand globally. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at ye old Facebook stock here. I know we're looking at United States dollars to pesos right now, but we're going to take a little look-see at the Facebook stock. This morning down and back up. Facebook's still struggling to rebound here recently off of their high at 242 down to 216. Oh me, oh my. Still up, I want to say, for the year thus far, despite Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg announcing a change in direction on the platform's effort to address hate speech and content from politicians. More brands have declared their intention to join the hashtag Stop Hate for Profit campaign, which has called on businesses to pause their Facebook ad spend in July in protest over the company's content policies. Again, Facebook is the information police now. ADL tweets, as Facebook continues its failure to meaningfully address the spread of hate on its platform. We read this last time. We join NAACP. Yes, okay. We covered this in the last episode. The campaign says that Facebook has allowed speech, quote, which incites violence against protesters fighting for racial justice, end quote, and has called on corporate America to stand up against Facebook's policies. As per the hashtag Stop Hate for Profit website, quote, could Facebook protect and support Black users? Could they call out Holocaust denial as hate? Could they help get out the vote? They absolutely could, but they are actively choosing not to do so. Here we have, a massive, massive profit incentive on behalf of Facebook. Where does their job start? Where does it end? I don't think Zuckerberg, when he was sitting in his dorm room, once imagined that he would have to be the arbiter of information online. Where do we draw that line? I have been arguing for weeks now that Facebook is going to simply create artificial intelligence and say, you know what, we actually have fed a bunch of hate speech into this AI machine learning, and it's going to make the call as to what is and is not hate speech. And so we're going to have this third party that's going to come in and tell us what is and what isn't hate speech. And then people are going to be arguing about whether or not the AI is accurate. And then they'll counter argue by saying, well, it's just like a chess machine, which is to say that it beats humans all the time, which is to say that it is more intelligent than people. That, I feel, is going to be the new argument, that people are going to say, oh, well, the AI is incorrect, and people are going to argue as to whether or not the AI is smarter than we are. And Facebook and companies like that will be able to skirt responsibility by simply saying, well, it's the machine, not us. And so blaming machines is on the horizon. According to the article, more than 90 brands have announced that they'll halt their Facebook ad spend for the month, with Starbucks, oh my goodness, Starbucks being the latest big name to pause its ads. Though Starbucks has noted that it's not joining the, quote, Stop Hate for Profit campaign as such, among other big names like Unilever, Coca-Cola, Verizon, and Levi's. Wow. And, quote, Stop Hate for Profit is not stopping there. Today, the campaign has announced its intention to expand internationally in order to put more pressure on Facebook to implement change. I cannot recall a time where the international business community has put this much pressure on Facebook. I think this is unprecedented. As per Reuters, quote, the campaign hopes to embolden regulators in Europe to take a harder stance on Facebook. The European Commission in June announced new guidelines for tech companies, including Facebook, to submit monthly reports on how they are handling coronavirus misinformation. If it's obviously a lie, what responsibility does Facebook have to take it down and to communicate that it is in fact a lie? Are they liable for helping spread information when they know better? At what point does the profit incentive become unethical? Expanding the campaign could see Facebook come under scrutiny on several fronts. And while Facebook has noted that it doesn't make policy decisions based on revenue pressure, yeah, whatever. Of course you do. And several analysts have reported that the actual financial impact of any boycott will be minimal either way. It could hurt Facebook beyond just a perceptual PR impact. They need users, and you cannot tell me that massive businesses pulling their advertising is not going to have a ripple effect in regards to how often people are using Facebook. I've said for many years, every time you go on Facebook, every time you post something, you're working for Zuckerberg. Creating content is expensive. You have to pay people a living wage to write blogs for you. I do, which is to say that every time you pop on Facebook, upload a photo, create a post, you're essentially working for the guy. Facebook expanding creator monetization program. So this is on the flip side, adding new analytics tools and ad options. Facebook is opening up its fan subscriptions and live stream stars payment options to more creators, while also adding new ad tools and analytics insights to help creators maximize their Facebook presence. Per Facebook, quote, we've seen tremendous interest from people wanting to support their favorite creators, so we're making fan subscriptions and stars available to more creators. If you aren't streaming live on Facebook, it might be something to consider doing. Obviously, there's a whole subculture there that is growing quickly. Ads in short form video. Facebook says that creators will now be able to monetize 60 to 180 second videos with image and post roll ads. That is to say, they can get paid for ads for live video. Facebook is also working on new ad formats for live streams, including mid-roll ads, which play in the main screen while the stream continues in a smaller window. I mean, obviously, Facebook's trying to get paid, but at the same time, they are trying to get their content creators paid. New ad experiences. Facebook's also working to increase overall payouts for video creators in Watch. For example, when people start watching videos in Newsfeed, we're testing the option to continue watching in Watch after viewing a short ad. Esther writes, never thought of it like that. Thank you, Esther. Marketing as a Foreign Language is brought to you by the SaaS agency. Get your insurance quote today, you scoundrel. Go get your quote. You know you want to. The tools will facilitate more revenue options for creators and are minimally interruptive. Yeah, whatever. So obviously, Facebook is going to want to run ads on live streams. This is inevitable. Reddit updates policies around hate speech, will remove around 2,000 subreddits as a result. I am a big Reddit user. Every single morning I am out there. I love it. Love me some Reddit. 3 weeks ago, a group representing hundreds of Reddit moderators who lead some of the platform's most popular communities published an open letter calling for Reddit to take more action against racism and hate speech. As per the letter, quote, the problem of Reddit's leadership supporting and providing a platform for racist users and hateful communities has long been an issue. Nearly 6 years ago, dozens of subreddits signed the original open letter to the Reddit admins calling for action, while the Reddit admins acknowledged the letter and said it was a high priority to address this issue. Extremely little has been done in the intervening years. Reddit CEO Steve Huffman responded, saying that the platform would answer with actions rather than words, and today Reddit has outlined a range of updates to its content policy, which will more explicitly address hate speech and offensive behavior, and will see more than 2,000 subreddits immediately banned as a result. These giant social media companies have an incentive when there is societal pressure to shut down these sorts of communities, but prior to that, they are simply generating revenue. When you go onto Reddit and you go onto a subreddit that some would consider a hateful or hate speech ridden subreddit, the owners of Reddit look at that probably in two ways. Number one, as something that is free speech, but also ridiculous, and obviously ridiculous, but also a revenue driver. So they're holding these thoughts simultaneously. And now we're seeing an evolution, which to me is fascinating, that it comes on the tail of a pandemic where we're spending more time online. We've got the police, for lack of a better word, travesties, but also trying to tie all of these things into a more peaceful world. It is perhaps the most chaotic time I have been a part of in my entire life. I think it's fair to say that now is the most chaotic upheaval of consciousness. My hope, of course, is that we walk away loving each other a bit more. Perhaps this is precisely what they are trying to do. How do we simultaneously hold on to the ability to communicate and have open dialogue, but also not hate each other? This, of course, is the crux of being a human. As per Reddit, quote, ultimately, it's our responsibility to support our communities by taking stronger action against those who try to weaponize parts of Reddit against other people. It starts with dealing squarely with the hate we can mitigate today through our policies and enforcement. The main focus of Reddit's new policy approach is the human and remembering the impacts of what you say on the platform. You know, it to me is it really boils down to how much we can love each other, and the more anonymous we are, I feel, the more the part of our brain that seeks instant gratification ignites. Anonymity is very dangerous. I ended up on my Twitch stream, and I talked about this before, where someone threatened to like bomb my house. People do strange things when they're anonymous. They really do. Thank you, Esther, by the way, on the Bravo. Much appreciated. Google expands e-commerce connection with free product listings in search after recently making product listings in its shopping tab available for free for retailers. Google is now expanding the same to search listings for products, further expanding the e-commerce potential of the platform. I don't understand at all what that means. Google expands e-commerce connection with free product listings in search. I think we just talked about this, free product listings in search, so no need to dive into that again. Snapchat launching new shoppable augmented reality try-on campaign with Gucci shoes. I'm saying, if you don't think that 10-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 3-year-olds are going to be in a predominantly augmented reality experience, you and I are going to fundamentally disagree on that. Those little screens that we are currently holding, those are going to be strapped to our head in short order. We are going to be wearing devices on our head that are incredibly lightweight, that are going to change the world around us. For example, there could be a graffiti remover. Okay, so let's say you don't like graffiti for whatever reason, and you walk around, it's going to use AI technology to identify graffiti and just remove it. So the entire city could be covered head to toe in graffiti and you won't see it. Another example would be, let's say you want to turn on and off ads for whatever near you, food, Mexican food, vegan tacos. Let's say you're loving you some vegan tacos and you're driving with your headset on. The headset could, for example, do a little beep, and the loudness of the beep would tell you more or less the distance, and then this kind of translucent ad could show up, but only when you're at a red stoplight saying that there's 20% off Pancho's vegan tacos, and this little beep that you feel on the right side of your headset tells you that it's that direction, and the loudness of the beep also tells you how close it is, that sort of thing. And then, of course, there's this transparent ad telling you it's 1.6 miles away. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen fast. And so this augmented reality bit is very exciting. As per Gucci, quote, Snapchat and Gucci are launching the first global sponsored augmented reality shoe try-on lenses. On the social media platform, Gucci will feature 4 pairs of sneakers in 2 different lenses. Each lens will showcase 2 pairs. Snapchatters will be able to try on the shoes. So no point in diving into that. You get what that's all about. So Facebook stock, I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy it right now. It's definitely tumultuous. Google ranking singular and plural keywords differently. Obviously, maybe you want to list, maybe you don't. Measuring link building ROI. If you want to build links, create incredibly good content, do a live stream, create YouTube videos, build links from YouTube, build links from Pinterest, build links from social media platforms. But Kellen, there are no follow links. Do it anyway. If you are a part of a group or an association, obviously take the 5 seconds to build a link from there. But really, you should have a show. You should have a show. It's 2020. Everybody has a show. Create a show. Do a daily show. There you go. You'll build a ton of links that way. Every time I do a live stream, I'm building a link. Google Shopping ads are free to display in main search results. If you are selling anything online, Google is giving away free advertising. You should probably consider taking advantage. More brands join Facebook ad boycott. Look, the power of the purse, right? It's going to get Facebook's attention. Facebook is also rolling out a new monetization program. They want to get their live feed folks paid, and it makes sense. There will be ads on live feed if there aren't already in short order. Reddit is going to knock out a bunch of subreddits. I mean, much of Reddit is awesome, but yes, there are, of course, subreddits that are promoting all kinds of crazy thoughts. Facebook is not the only one that's going to get public scrutiny. All these social media platforms are going to be asked to police their platform. So with great power comes great responsibility. Google expands e-commerce connection. We talked about this with free product listings. And ultimately, augmented reality ain't going nowhere. Keep your eye on it. If you're not on Snapchat, it might be something to consider getting, regardless of how old you are, just so you understand what's really going on there. 10:59, June 30th. Oh my gosh. So much marketing as a foreign language. So much thank you. If you haven't already, hit that like button, por favor. It's super duper helpful. It is actually incredibly helpful. And so I very much appreciate everyone swinging on by. I love you. I'm proud of you. And we will see you next time, which is tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time.